This is only part one, guys. This is only part one. Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 24, reunion, part one. And it was 2 hours. And it's only part one. So that means we're gonna get another part two that's gonna be 2 hours. Thankfully, after this tonight, we got one more episode of 2 hours and then we're done with this damn season. Because this damn season is giving me a fucking headache. Sorry for my vulgar language. They just stress me the out. Alright, so all the girls except for Chloe wearing pink. Okay. Chloe makes an excuse or reasoning why, she's not wearing pink, or we don't care. Like I'm going to try to get through this, not cursing too much. I'm gonna try to get through this, going through what done happened, but I'm not going to linger on BS because we done already watched too much BS with the past 23 episodes. So we're gonna get through this. I'm watching this straight off of watching this. I mean, I'm doing this recap review straight off of watching this show, so the emotions are there for me. Okay. But I'm gonna be calm, cool, collected like I usually do, or attempt to try to be. Alright. Okay. So a lot of the people look like they don't care about this damn show, the way that they're dressed for this reunion. And, that's fine. Okay, because I could care less about the reunion, but here I am. I didn't like Kevin's pants. They looked hella tight, and they didn't even look like pants. They looked like leggings. So it just looked a little unprofessional for me. But what do I know, right? I don't know fashion. So we then get to Becca still talking about the optics. It was not even 5 minutes into this episode, and Becca's using the word optics. The word optics was used multiple times within the first 10 minutes. And at this point, I was just like, I already knew it was going to be BS. But when that was said, I'm like, this is really going to be BS. Okay. So pretty much we have Emily playing the blame game, which she's kind of been doing since Jump. And, Cameron confronts her. And, Emily said Cameron pulled Claire to the side to tell her he's not attracted to her. Cameron denies it. Claire and Becca back Emily up. And I'm like, oh, we about to do this battle of the sexist thing here on the reunion too, which I already kind of knew he was going to do, but I didn't know he was going to do it within 5 seconds of the whole dang episode. And I also, in my head, I'm like, are we going to be doing this for the whole episode and next episode? Yes, this is exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to do my best to not hang up on every little thing that everybody said, because what's the point at this point? There's no point to be hung up on because it's just going to be guy against girl against guy. Mainly girls against guy versus guy against girl. So this claim that Emily's making that Cameron is the main manipulator, plotter in regards to this season and whatnot is, I'm not going to say absurd to me, but to me it's just interesting that, the main plotter and manipulator was able to easily manipulate everyone into her narrative and make it seem like it's Cameron when it's probably her. I can't prove that it's her versus Cameron, but I believe Cameron can prove that it's her versus him. But in some way, I feel like he's still trying to protect her. That's what Brennan be talking about. But I feel like Cameron low-key be trying to protect Claire. But it's like, why? So it ends up with Emily and Brendan going back and forth. Becca backs Emily up, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this episode already. But no, it was, we got to continue watching this 2-hour bullshit because this is what we're here to do. Okay? Once again, so sorry for the vulgar language. I'm just fed up and annoyed. So then after that, we have Lauren saying on day 2, Orion told her that, he came here for reasons other than being married. And I'm just like, that's interesting because I believe the last episode or the episode before last, Orion said he was done with the marriage by day 2, but then Lauren was like, oh, that's funny because by day 3 you were saying you was falling in love with me, day 4. So who's telling the truth? Because if I'm going based off what I see, Lauren, it seems like you lying because Orion said he was done by day 2, and it's interesting enough that you said on day 2 he showed that he wasn't really here for a marriage. Even though, so that's kind of confirming what he said the other episode when he said he was done with the marriage by day 2. But then you want to make it seem like he's lying about that, but it kind of seemed like you were agreeing with him on the reunion. So which one is it, Lauren? This is what I'm saying. Y'all saying all this stuff, but like, if I'm going based on what I see, I can only imagine what's going on of like what we didn't see, the truth and all that. But it's just like it's funny that I'm catching things that looks like the producers don't want to show, because they could have easily showed the flashback of Orion talking about day 2 he was done, and she was like, "Oh, it didn't seem like you were done," but now here he's saying day 2 he was honest about not being here for his true intent. Like, so I'm very confused based off that, but to me it's just showing everybody lying, and all y'all need to get off my screen. So after that, we have Emily, Lauren, and Claire, like I said, blaming Cameron for, being the main plotter and whatnot. Claire saying that Cameron manipulated her, and, Cameron, obviously, he has to come to his defense, and, said that Claire had a boyfriend, and, she was effing someone else. And it's just like, do I believe Cameron? Kind of. At this point, everybody fucked up. At this point, everybody lied, everybody doing something, everybody being conniving, everybody did something behind the scenes. Nobody was authentic, not even Michael. And he's my favorite from this season. But he was even lying and inauthentic. So at this point, all y'all, I don't want to say all y'all could go to hell. I don't know. But all y'all could get out my face with all this, he said, she said, when it's like all y'all played part in this bullshit of a season. All right. So then we go to commercial for dramatic effect. Come back from commercial for dramatic effect after Cameron done said Claire had a boyfriend and was effing him. Claire's saying Cameron's lying, and I'm just looking at her body language with her wide eye and all that stuff, and I'm like, Claire, he might be telling the truth, because the way you acting, the way your demeanor, your body language, the way you're wide-eyed, looking like you about to have a heart attack and stuff, it's giving like you're trying to defend yourself. You're trying to find ways to kind of just blame Cameron and not make people see you for who you truly are. That's what I'm getting from this. But, let you tell it. Cameron is the one who's doing it, but it's looking like really you don't want to be caught in the fact that this was all you to begin with since day one. So then we have Becca saying her and Austin's relationship or whatever situation was also strategized, and she didn't know what was real or fake in the relationship. Becca, it's not because it was strategized. You was just delulu. Let's be honest, okay? You, as much as you was crying and stuff, I'm just looking at you like I don't understand how you don't see what we see, and we only see off of like an hour, only see off of like 2 hours a week, and you was with this guy for 8 weeks straight every day. And you couldn't see it, but we was able to see it. That's sad. That's sad, Becca. But no, it was just your delusion, not really the strategy that made you not know what was real or fake. It's just your delulu. Sorry. And Austin's talking about he didn't realize he was leading Becca on. Austin, please, just don't say nothing, because anytime you talk, sounds like you're trying to make up a lie or trying to think of something quick to try to make it seem like it ain't what it is. Like, Austin, for once, be real with yourself. Yourself first. Becca second. Everybody else third. We then have Cameron and Claire. They're first to do their, one-on-one with Kevin. Even though Claire get on my damn nerves, I will say her outfit, she was probably the best dressed. I will give Claire that. She was the best dressed out of all the females, in my personal opinion. That jumpsuit was bomb.com to me. I didn't really like the bell bottoms. If it was like more of like a skinny leg jumpsuit, I would have been like, Claire, you are 100, 200, like you 10 out of 10 outfit. So I just have to, because of the bell bottoms, I got to give it a 9 out of 10. But look, for a manipulator, you better be dressed well, and Claire, she was dressed good. Claire, you beautiful, and it was great. But can't say the inside looks as good as the outside, clearly. So Cameron just looks plain. What else is new? He always looked plain from jump. The best he looked dressed was on his wedding day when he was actually in a tuxedo, but whatever. And, as they're going back and forth, Claire blaming Cameron blaming Claire. Claire tries to cry her white woman tears for us to get sympathy for her, but, I don't got no sympathy for her. I don't got no sympathy for nobody on this damn show at this point, this season at this point. And, all I will say in regards to Claire and Cameron, who do I believe? It's going to be Cameron, because I do feel like throughout his body language and the way things been transpiring and from what he's been saying from jump, his story has stayed very consistent. Versus Claire, it's like what you're saying and what I'm seeing on TV doesn't look the same. It doesn't look like you were being manipulated. Like it seemed like you were doing the manipulating. So, and just based off of what it looks like from what people, from body language and, verbal conversations, it seemed like Cameron very well did, find you attractive, had feelings for you, versus you seem like, oh, you've put him in the friend zone, so to speak. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Cameron on this, but at the same time, I don't feel like Cameron is completely innocent, because then at the end he was talking about that, he wants to try the relationship out again. And I'm just like, why? After y'all going through all this back and forth, why would you want to attempt to have a relationship with Claire? Like, not even friends wise, like to get to, I guess, start being friends to get to the point where they can be in a relationship. That doesn't make any type of sense to me. But, Claire said no. She said she's already seen someone else. But I'm just kind of like, is it the same guy that he was saying that you was effing since the beginning of y'all marriage? Interesting. You have a boyfriend now, or was this the boyfriend that you always been had? It's gonna be talking about. I'm like, Claire, ain't nobody believe you. I don't even think you believe yourself. Well, obviously you shouldn't believe yourself, because what you're saying is facade and it's a lie. But to let you tell it, Cameron's the manipulator. Whatever you say. We then move on to Austin and Becca. Becca was okay. Austin dressed very plain and just lackluster, a little dusty. But I was just annoyed with this scene because, Becca always talks like she's on the brink of tears. Austin always talks like he's trying to come up with a lie, the way he stutters and kind of just slow to talk. And I don't feel like it's because like he's slow to talk. I just feel like because he knows he has to kind of choose his words wisely. And it seems like he be trying to lie with everything he says. So it's like he trying to make it seem like he's really just thinking deep and hard about the questions that Kevin is asking him. But it's really, okay, I hear the question he's asking, but what can I say to not make myself look worse than I already do? Yeah. All right. So come to find out on the after party, one of the after parties, when Kevin was asking why it took him so long, or why he wasn't like budging on having any sexual relations with Becca. I guess on the after party he said, usually it takes him 3 to 6 months before he even reaches that point where someone he just met, off rip. And I guess Becca said, how come he never told her? Because she's asking multiple times and he was never able to give her an answer. And I'm just like, this is one of those situations where I was like, I'm with Becca on this. Like, even though Becca, you was the Lulu, you should have known he didn't want your ass. But it's like, bruh, she tried everything, bro. And you couldn't communicate with her that you needed more time. And that doesn't make sense to me. So it's like, Austin, you knew what you was doing. Becca, you were just the Lulu and hoping that it wasn't what you probably knew deep down in your heart that he didn't want you. But both of y'all had wrongdoings to play in this part, but I will give it to Becca. Like, Austin, like, you just seem like a big liar, and I'm very disappointed in you. Very disappointed, but, I'm gonna have to side with Becca on this, and at this point, I don't want to side with any female on this damn show, because they all seem like they in cahoots into just making the men look bad, for their benefit, and not take any accountability for their wrongdoings, even though they kind of attempt to when Kevin kind of calls them out, but, like, they don't willingly do it themselves without someone else calling them out to take accountability for their parts. So, the girls, I'm just side-eyeing everyone, but mainly the females. So, anywho, Becca is single. Austin apologized to her for the producer part and making her suffer. And Austin is not dating anyone. And, if there's any way for reconciliation between the two, Becca says, maybe after the cameras are done, maybe after a few years, she couldn't get to the point where she couldn't converse and try to be cordial with Austin. Austin said he respects it. But then I guess he tries to check Kevin a little bit about offending him and about his authenticity. Austin, if you want to check somebody, check yourself. Okay. Even though there's been multiple times I be looking at Kevin side-eyeing him and all that stuff. This is not the moment to be side-eyeing Kevin, because Kevin trying to just figure out what the hell going on. He going back and forth looking at, like, she said this, like, what do you have to say? Like, he trying to figure out, just like the rest of us, like, what are we watching here? Because at this point, there were so many moments in this episode I wanted to shut off the TV. But I'm like, I gotta do this. Not only for myself, but for the people who care about what I have to say. I do this for the both of us, you know what I'm saying? For me to vent out my frustration to you, and for you that watch, for you to hopefully understand my frustration and feel the frustration with me. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, that's it with them. They do hug backstage though. Becca and Austin, they hug backstage. She ends up telling Claire and Emily that he ended up crying, saying that she should have went harder on him when they was in front of Kevin, but he thanks her for not going so hard. And they was like, oh, he's such a good guy. Okay. When I saw that, I'm just like, So y'all don't hate the men. Like, what is going on? What is going on? I'm so confused. Anywho, Michael and Chloe are next. Michael's dressed like Michael. Should we expect anything else from this guy? No. Chloe, I feel like she be trying to dress simple and elegant, but it doesn't execute well. And it pisses me off for her because I'm just like, Chloe, what is this? What is this? Like, it looks better than what you wore on decision day, but like this ain't that much better than what you wore on decision day. You need to find a stylist or something. Not Michael, because no. But we need to do better. Everybody need to do better in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, they're the only ones that been sitting together since the beginning of the episode to the one-on-one with Kevin. And, Chloe said she felt that Michael wasn't into the marriage from the beginning because I guess in the beginning she asked him what her new last name was going to be. Per her words, he said she could keep her last name. But from what Michael said, that's not how it was said. I told her she can do like a hyphen, take my name, like whatever she wants to do. She said that's not how it went. At this point, with all couples, it's all he said. Like, I'm taking deep breaths because I'm trying to contain my anger. There's people in the house right now that are sleeping, so I'm trying not to talk too loud to go off because that's what I want to do. I want to cuss every last one of these people off because some way, shape, or form, everybody lying about something. Okay, so now the fact that they're going back and forth about what he said or what she like, okay, just what y'all up to now? Like, let's we don't need to talk about it no more. You single, y'all doing your own thing. That's cool. Let's go to the next couple. But that's not what they did. They tried to talk about it. Kevin trying to figure out the main reason, the real reason. Michael said no. And, he says that, he just couldn't say it at that time. That's not what he felt in the moment. Kevin tries to, coax him, like, does he regret saying no? He says yes, that, he regrets having to say no and, regret not giving it a try or whatnot. So then Kevin asks Chloe, is she willing to give it a try again? She was so quick to say no. When I tell you, it didn't even seem like Kevin finished the sentence before Chloe was like, no. Good, Chloe, because we knew you didn't want it from the get-go anyway, so you don't got to lie to us no more, but she won't continue to lie to us. Michael, you should have just been honest from rip about the real reason, but, he can't really say that. Even Chloe was like, just be honest. Yeah, be honest that y'all probably plotted too of how this was going to go and make, Michael agreed that he was going to be the villain in this one, and Chloe was going to look like the hero she wrote. But it's like, listen, everybody else was faking it, so y'all can admit that y'all was faking it too at this point, because we already know. I can't confirm, but I know. Anywho, anything else to take? I'm over it, guys. I'm over it. But anywho, Kevin asks what they got going on. Nothing. Chloe's single. She's just waiting for her person. Michael's single. Good for him. Take this time to just focus on yourselves and be better and stop lying. All y'all. We didn't have the women to get together. We see snips of them dancing terribly before they come on stage. Well, the girls in pink, because Chloe was sitting on the side on her phone, and I'm just kind of like, what's really with the separation? Like, what's the tea? What's the tea on like why Chloe is like looking excluded? I get it, she didn't come in at the same time y'all did, but it's giving very much Mean Girls, especially that they're wearing pink. Just like Wednesdays we wear pink. It's giving very much Plastics, Mean Girls, and Chloe is playing victim. So I'm not saying she's innocent, but it's just kind of like something's not adding up here. Nothing's been adding up since the beginning of this episode, but something's really not adding up between the girls kind of being separate from Chloe. Anywho, so pretty much the girls came on here to talk trash about the men, their husbands, and how they didn't try, blah, 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 bash them and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into further detailation about what they said, because who cares? Who cares? It's all the same bullshit, different episode or different segment. And Emily ends up crying, and then, even after we thought the conversation was over in regards to her and Brennan, like, she starts crying even harder. And of course we have Claire's manipulative ass, trying to say it's okay, trying to sit, in between, sit on the armchairs of both of their chairs to like rub her back and stuff, and I'm just like, let's get to the next scene. I don't got time for this shit. Like, let's get to the next scene. Okay. Let y'all couldn't have done both parts in the 2 hours. Anyway, we get to the last segment, which is Emily and Brennan to come talk to Kevin one-on-one. Emily's flicking off Brennan as they walk to the stage, and I think Emily's outfit is cute. It just needs to be tailored a little bit, and Brennan's outfit is Brennan's outfit. And Emily's facial expressions as Brennan is talking was annoying me, because I'm like, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Like, you talking about these men ain't ready for marriage and would essentially they need to grow up. They don't say that word for it. I'm just paraphrasing. But like, Emily, the way you acting right now, I'm annoyed. How old is she again? Because I'm like, Emily, you're acting very immature. And it's annoying to me. It's like, I be trying to feel bad for these people, but it's like they do stupid stuff that makes me look at them like, and this is why I can't really root for you, because you do shit like this. So who's really authentic here? Nobody. Is Kevin authentic? I don't even know. But that was it. That was took from that scene, because after that, I'm just like, okay, let's wrap this up. This is the last 5 minutes. Wrap this shit up, because ain't nothing really going to be said. And then the previews for next week look like, it looks like it's going to be juicy, I guess, so to speak. But I'm just kind of like, y'all wasting my time. If we're not going to say what really done happened, what's the real tea, let's be done and let's move on. I don't got time for this shit. I don't. I'm ready for Chicago. Give me a few weeks to decompress from this damn season, but I'm ready for Chicago. I've seen thank you, Mass Fan on Instagram. I've seen what they look like, and I'm just glad it's more melanated than this season. But I'm done with this season. I'm over this season. I'm annoyed. Y'all stressing me out. And this is the end part of the season. I shouldn't be stressed out like this. I should be relieved it's almost over. But it's like, it feels like it's not almost over. So, therefore, thus and such, I hope they bring up Emily cheating next episode. Because I feel like the elephant in the effing room. And, let's just be honest about what's been really going on. But y'all not finna do that because y'all scared. But y'all want to act like y'all hoorah, like y'all want to act like bad bees. Then let's be bad bees and be real about what's been going on. But y'all can't do that because y'all know y'all gonna look bad. Emily and Claire. Lauren, I just feel like she's just jumping on the bandwagon. Becca, I feel like she has valid reasons for, her anger and frustrations, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you kind of did it to yourself because you was like in Delulu land. Chloe, you just happy you're not with homeboy no more. Okay, you that's why you were so quick to say no, because it's not because, what's meant for us won't ever pass. It's because you knew he wasn't meant for you, so you was glad it didn't end with you looking bad, but you definitely not finna go back or even think about going back. Anyway, that was it. Look at my... I'm going to decompress. I don't smoke, but I feel like I need like 12 cigarettes after watching this episode. But anyway, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, I don't think I said no jokes, because all these people don't piss me off. But hopefully I can make a joke next week to make you laugh, so you can subscribe then. So come back next week for that, okay? Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Hopefully you feel the frustration that I feel. And if you do, let me know. If you don't, still let me know, okay? Be easy breezy, let me squeeze, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.